Direct News TV. May 31, 2024. Russia-Ukraine War, List of Key Events, Day 826. Here is the situation on Friday, May 31, 2024. Fighting. The Russian Defense Ministry said its air defense systems destroyed a Ukrainian drone over the Tatarstan region. 2 airports in Tatarstan on Friday suspended operations for more than 2 hours for safety reasons. Overall, Russia said it destroyed 29 Ukrainian drones in the south-south. The Ukrainian Navy hit an oil depot in Russia's Krasnodar region with Neptune missiles in early hours of Friday, according to Ukraine's General Staff. Russian officials said earlier that 2 people were injured when an oil depot in the Krasnodar region caught fire after Ukraine missile and drone struck targeting oil facilities. At least 3 people were killed and 16 injured after Russia struck 3 sites, including a 5-story apartment building, in Kharkiv, Ukraine's second-largest city, at about midnight local time, 2100 hours o'clock GMT. Regional Governor Oleksiy Lyubov said at least 2 children were among the injured. Earlier in the day, at least 4 people were injured in Russian shelling of the city. Ukraine's top military commander Colonel General Oleksandr Syrsky said Russia was continuing to send additional regiments and brigades from other areas and training grounds to boost its forces along 2 main lines of attack in the north of the Kharkiv region, where Moscow launched an offensive earlier this month. United States officials, who declined to be named because of the sensitivity of the issues, told multiple media outlets that President Joe Biden had decided to allow Kiev to use US-supplied weapons at targets inside Russia but only on the border with the northeastern Kharkiv region. Ukraine's GUR military intelligence service said its forces destroyed 2 Russian patrol boats using naval drones off Crimea, which Russia occupied and annexed from Ukraine in 2014. Moscow said earlier it had destroyed 2 naval drones heading for Crimea. Russia fired a total of 51 missiles and drones at military facilities and critical infrastructure, across Ukraine, the Air Force said. Air defenses destroyed 7 missiles and 32 drones, it added. Politics and diplomacy. The Czech Republic will at some point ask countries for further contributions to its initiative to source ammunition supplies for Ukraine from around the world, Foreign Minister Jan Lipovsky said on Friday. Earlier this week, it said that it had contributions of more than €1.6 billion and that could cover 500,000 shells this year. Chinese Defense Minister Dong Jun told the US that Beijing is not providing weapons to either side of Ukraine conflict, according to a Chinese defense spokesman. Poland is currently organizing its 45th package of aid for Ukraine, Foreign Minister Radoslaw Sikorski announced. Since the war began, Poland contributed around €4 billion to Ukraine's military assistance alone. The 27 members of the European Union agreed to impose prohibitive tariffs on grain imports from Russia and Belarus in a bid to cut off Moscow's funding for its war on Ukraine. Grain in transit to other parts of the world through Europe will not be affected by the tariffs. China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi met with Saudi Foreign Minister Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud, where the two exchanged views on various subjects including the Ukraine crisis, according to the Chinese Foreign Ministry. Ukrainian lawmakers and journalists called for an investigation into political pressure on the country's state news agency Ukrinform. Oleksiy Matsuka, the agency's head, stepped down this week after being accused of leading an editorial policy exclusively backing the presidential administration. He was replaced by a former army spokesman, Surai Shervati, deepening concerns about official censorship. Deepika Balasuriya, Sri Lanka's junior foreign minister, said Colombo would start talks with Moscow to secure the release of hundreds of citizens, mostly former soldiers, who it believes were duped into joining Russian forces in Ukraine. It is also seeking the release of about a dozen men being held as prisoners of war in Ukraine. At least 16 men have been killed in the fighting. Russia's FSB security service said it detained 4 people in Crimea who were allegedly involved in a series of sabotage attacks planned by Ukrainian special services to destroy railway lines in the occupied peninsula. A 5th man, reported to be the group's leader by Russian news agencies, was killed when the FSB tried to capture him. Weapons. German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius made an unannounced visit to Ukraine's southern city of Odessa, where he held talks with Ukrainian Defense Minister Rustem Umerov and promised Ukraine a new package of military aid worth €500 million, $540 million, a spokesperson for the ministry told the AFP news agency. The package includes artillery, air defense, and drones, he added. A Czech official said Ukraine would receive between 50,000 and 100,000 shells in June under a Czech-led ammunition supply initiative. My name is Kingsley. Please like, share, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be the first to be notified whenever we post. You won't regret it.